What's up guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mattia. I'm a professional time-lapse and hyperlapse photographer living in Madrid. And in today's video I want to show you how to edit a sunset or sunrise time-lapse, aka the Holy Grail. Hey guys, what's going on? So first of all, apologize for not uploading anything the last 3 weeks. I didn't have any internet, because I moved to a new place, as you can see, and I'm figuring out a little bit how to decorate this area, because I haven't done anything yet, so it's still a mess. And as soon as I'm able to get some furniture, I'm gonna show you a little bit around and how my new studio will look like. So let's talk about Holy Grail. First of all, what is a Holy Grail time-lapse? In several words, it's a complete transition from day to night. Back when I started time-lapse in 2011, it was pretty difficult to get a smooth transition from day to night, as flickering at that time was pretty hard to get rid of. That's when Gunter created LR Timelapse, an incredible software to make this process much easier, which we are going to use today for editing the time-lapse. Of course, if you don't have it, I have a link down below, which is an affiliate link, so you can download it. Second of all, how to shoot an Holy Grail time-lapse. In the first 7 years of my career on time-lapse, I was shooting always sunrise and sunset on manual mode. Basically, I would adjust my shutter speed and the ISO every time the light was changing on the environment. And this method is still the best way to shoot a day-to-night time-lapse if you want to control what the camera is doing. However, as the camera are getting much better year after years, I've started experiment with shooting in Aperture Priority for the last 2 years. And basically it's the camera that's doing all the heavy lifting by changing the settings by itself. I've been shooting with the Sony a7R III and the a7 III for the last couple of years, and the built-in intervalometer is pretty amazing when doing Aperture Priority time-lapse. There is an option specific for sunset and sunrise on the built-in intervalometer on the Sony, and it's called AE Tracking Sensibility. The first time I tried, I was blown away to see the result of this camera. Basically, there was almost no flickering. And for me, this option changed everything. And I haven't shot a manual mode since that day. Well, I shot one a couple of weeks ago to show you how to edit in manual mode, but yeah. Normally I wouldn't shoot in manual mode anymore. There are a few other ways to shoot a time-lapse with an extended device, like the Timelapse Plus View or the QDSLR dashboard, but to be honest, I never used them, so I can't tell you if they're good enough. If you want to know a little bit more about it, I will link up here Emmerich's review of the Timelapse Plus View, and also down in the description I will link Michael's video they're using QDSLR dashboard. And third one, now we edit the time-lapse, so let's jump to the computer and I'll show you how. So I imported everything on Lightroom already, and I shot the manual with the a7 III and the Aperture Priority with the a7R III. So let's start with the manual first. So we go the a7 III, which is this. Let's go to LR time-lapse, and already loaded as well in here. So you can see here those zigzags, and those are noticeable changes of light and exposure. So this is when I actually change the shutter speed or the ISO. And what to do is you need to first we need to create the keyframes, so let's create it. And here you can see the change of the exposure. And then normally this, because it's quite long, I think it's like 19 seconds, I will put like maybe 10 keyframes, 10 keyframes. And then we'll click this one, which is the Holy Grail wizard, which is doing magic basically. Once you click it, you can see it adjusts all the settings and all the exposure changes that you've done during the time lapse. So this basically will smooth out everything. And here you can adjust it to be the rotation. So basically on the left side, this is when it starts, so it's a little bit under exposure maybe, then so you can do like this, so it will be like more linear. Stretch, well, basically stretch what does. Yeah, and then this one do more or less the same. And now you save, and we go back to Lightroom. Command A to select everything, and you do read metadata. So basically, Timelapse saved all the changes on the metadata of the raw file. So now you just reading the metadata. And on here, we go to this one, Timelapse file keyframes. So you will select only the picture with the keyframes that we added. Normally, we put like 4 stars. And go to the develop page, and we start developing, and we start editing the picture. So now that you edit the first picture, you select the second one, go up here and select this one. So basically it will copy and paste the setting from the first one. And now basically you do the same until the end of the of the time lapse. I'll go forward a little bit because it's gonna take a while. And that's it. Now you Command A to select everything, and then save metadata files. So it's saving. Go back to Timelapse and click reload. So now it's reloading everything. So all the changes that we've done to the single keyframes. And now that you have this in on Timelapse, you click auto transition, and that's it. These are all the adjustments that it does. So now save it. Go back to Lightroom, click full sequence, Command A, and remetadata for files. And that's it. Now you render this time lapse in After Effects and see the result. Now let's edit in the Aperture Priority time lapse that I did with the A7R3. So yeah, we go back to Timelapse, we click to the folder, and it's loading all the picture. So now everything is loaded, and you already can see how smooth it is, the transition it is. There is no any drastic change of exposure on the camera. Yeah, the sun is doing an amazing job over here. Then, because there is traffic, so these cars will you'll see lights on the cars, and going up and down. So the camera basically it sees all the flashing of the light on the car. So this is what it is basically. But yeah, this is pretty amazing. I mean, now just select the sky to avoid the cars. So basically it's going to the flicker. You see, just much smoother. So the process basically is the same. You click keyframe wizard. So you create the keyframes. I'll put 10 again. You cannot click Holy Grail wizard because we haven't made any changes on the camera, so you're not gonna use this one. So save it. Now it's saving, and we go back to Lightroom. Let's go to our time lapse and go to the develop page. Command A to select everything, metadata, read metadata. And here you can see the first keyframe. So let's go here, keyframes, and we do the same for this one. So let's go forward. And that's it. Now we save the metadata, go back to Timelapse, reload. And now it's loading all the changes. That's it. Auto transition and save. And now if I want to get rid of basically all the flickering, I'm going to basic workflow, flicker, leave it and apply and save. And that's it. Go back to Lightroom, full sequence, Command A, remetadata. So, and that's it. This is how I normally edit my Holy Grail Timelapse on LR Timelapse. Of course, if you want to have a look of the in-depth tutorials that Gunter did and still doing on his website, I'll leave down on the description the link to the website of LR Timelapse. And that's it. If you enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. It's helping a lot this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other tutorials that I've done before. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.